Buttons are great and so much easier to add when using your machine. Enjoy this tutorial for how to attach a button by machine. Today I'm going to show you how to set up your FOF Quilt Ambition 630 to sew a button on by machine. If you do not have this particular brand of machine or this particular model, you'll want to go ahead and look in your own manual to see if it's an option. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show you how to set it up on the FOF 630. So the first thing that you need to do is remove your presser foot. For me, you just push down and pop it off. The second thing you need to do is lower the feed dogs. Now on this machine, it's a little bit tricky to get to the switch to turn that off. First, you have to remove your free arm, and then you're gonna look down here in the back of the machine, underneath where the free arm portion is. And you're going to switch it to the side to turn it off. Now you do have to disengage this IDT system as well on the FOF to do that. Or at least I did on my machine. Next, you're going to go up into your screen and you're going to select stitch number 39, which is the button sewing stitch. So it's going to pop up like that. You can change how many times you go back and forth. You can change the width of your stitch, all these things. You'll see in the video going forward that I do test it by turning the hand wheel just to make sure I'm not going to hit anything before I sew on my button. But this is how you go ahead and set up the machine to get ready to sew your buttons on. I hope you enjoy this look at the button sewing by machine. Begin by making sure you have placed Scotch tape over your buttons to hold them in the place that you would like them sewn to your garment. The Scotch tape will be easily removed later and does a great job holding the button in place. Go ahead and place your button underneath the presser foot holder and turn your hand wheel towards you a couple times to check that the needle is not going to hit the buttonholes. Then simply press play. Here's a closer look at those same steps that we just looked at. If your machine does not have the automatic play button like my FOF 630 does, you may just do this by pressing on your foot pedal and sewing. The nice thing about this machine is the play button will actually run through the whole sequence, tie itself off, and stop when it is finished. That way it's easy to know when your button has been secured. When you're done sewing on your buttons, you'll want to take your piece of Scotch tape and gently remove it. And you'll see that it's easy to do and it leaves the stitches perfectly where you put them in. And I'll show you the reverse side of where the buttons are being sewn. You can trim up those threads. You can tie them off for additional security if you'd like. And if you have some hanging out of the front, you can actually take a needle and thread them through the button to the back and tie them off first if you would like. Although I typically just take mine and trim the loose threads. In the tutorial of the green dress that I show, I have a button with just 2 holes. I wanted to just pop on and say that I also have used my machine to sew on a buttonhole with 4 holes. And the way I have done it is I've set it up just like in the video, and I do those top 2 holes, and then I take it and spin it around in the machine and then put my feet or the foot right here on this edge and do the other side. There may be other ways to do it, but that's just the quick way that I have experimented. And as you can see, it sews it on nice and neat for a 4-hole buttonhole. I hope you enjoyed this look to see how easy it is to add buttons to your next garment. Until next time, happy sewing.